and welcome to day 24, the last day of Vlogmas 2019. Well, nice hair, but also I noticed that we've got a lovely tree behind you and there's just this little sprout of it coming out. You can't even really see. I promise you it's decorated Christmassy here. Today is the last video of Vlogmas 2019 and we are doing it, I think this is what we did last year for the last video of Vlogmas 2019. It's a Q&A, it's a Christmas Q&A. So yesterday, it wasn't early yesterday, it was late yesterday, it was in fact just before I went to bed yesterday. I put something on Instagram saying if anyone's got any Christmassy questions for David and I, please ask them. Oh look at David moving forward because he said he felt too small when he was sat back. Yeah, no, how small I look compared to you. Comfortable. Some Christmassy questions, we're going to answer them. We've got quite a few, so we're going to work through as many as we can.
Right, okay.
Until we get to about 25 minutes, because otherwise...
Oh wow, have we got enough to keep us going out?
David, we're going to run out.
Oh dear, blimey.
We're not going to get through all of them is what I meant to say. So the first one is, what is a typical Christmas morning like for you lovely people? Go.
Well, so we wake up.
Yeah.
We do stockings.
We see if he's been.
We see if the big man's been.
If Santa Claus has been, we say, he's been. He's been. And then, careful because I've just painted my nails.
Oh dear.
Then we open our stocking presents in bed.
Yep.
Normally with a nice cup of tea.
Yeah.
Actually, I say this is a typical, we've only done this once before because previous to last year, we've never spent Christmas morning just the two of us. We've always been like at my mum's or rushing to get somewhere or blah, blah, blah. So this is typical for 2 years running. And then we sit out here and open our main presents.
Yep, our main presents.
We're going to have... what sort of breakfast? We don't know. We're going to my mum's for breakfast on the way to the other place we're going. We're going to my friend Emma's parents for Christmas Day. So yeah, so I guess a typical morning is opening presents, drinking tea and being either in bed or in the lounge. Just chilling, being in comfy pyjamas. So yeah, that's typical Christmas morning. Next question is, do you speak any additional languages?
No.
No, I don't. Now, I studied French and German when I was in secondary school. What did you study?
French.
Oh, how's your French?
Not very good.
No.
Bon no good.
Bon no good. And as I may have mentioned in a few videos, my parents... Oh, I just stroked my hair and I've got nail varnish in it. My parents have a place in France. And my listening French is not bad. I can quite often understand what people are talking about.
Pick up words and phrases.
My speaking French isn't great. So no, neither of us can speak languages, but I would like to. Is it too late for us to learn? Tell us. Do you think it's too late for us to learn? Would you like to learn a language?
I'd like to learn Italian.
Why's that? You've never been to Italy in your life?
Yeah, but I think it's a nice language. Why do I have to go there to learn it?
Because otherwise it's a bit of a waste, is it?
No, it'd just be nice to know. Just
be nice to order in Pizza Express.
Yeah.
Next question is, what are your favourite British feel-good films? I'll leave it to you.
Pride, Sing Street.
Sing Street. That's not British, that's Irish, but alright.
Oh man.
Is Minnie eating? Minnie, no! Look at her. No, don't. Get out, Minnie. She's gone. She's gone. Minnie keeps eating the tree. And we can't stop her eating the tree. No. And we have to push her out from under the tree. Sorry, I've got to get this bit of now. It's so annoying. Onwards.
Made in Dagenham.
Made in Dagenham, yeah.
It's another nice one. Kinky Boots.
Yeah, Kinky Boots is really good. Yeah, Kinky Boots is good.
Loads. Oh, Eddie the Eagle.
Eddie the Eagle.
That's
I'm
just
nice repeating everything.
Like Rocket Man.
Rocket Man.
Like Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
There's so many good British films.
The next question is monochromatic or colourful tree? That answers it, doesn't it? Colourful. Next question, what's your favourite gift from your advent calendar this year?
My pyjamas on day two.
And I also got pyjamas on day one and they're also my favourite. We don't normally spend that much in an advent calendar, but we obviously both thought the other person needed pyjamas. Because you know what, I've had those pyjamas since about August. I bought them for you in the ASOS sale. I bought David some candy cane striped pyjamas and David bought me some like snuggly Marks & Spencer's
The day
ones.
before we started.
The day before. Oh, was that the day you got it? They're not Marks & Spencer's, they're Sainsbury's, were they?
Sainsbury's.
Oh, they're lovely and they've got like a gold thread through them. Oh, they're just so cosy and comfy. But yeah, they were definitely, I was so delighted when I got them. But also, I mean, David's advent calendar game has been amazing this year. He's got me some really good things, some glasses, little egg cups, all some really nice fizzy drinks that I'm going to drink over Christmas. Fizzy elderflower, Dalston's Press, very, very nice. Favourite bit of Sainsbury's Christmas in a day? So Sainsbury's Christmas in a Day, if you're new to us this year, is one of our favourite, I would say it is my favourite Christmas film. It's an advertising campaign that Sainsbury's did in 2013. Yeah, where they gave, in Christmas 2012, they gave a lot of their customers handheld cameras and told them to film their Christmas. And for Christmas 2013, they collated all of that and put it into like a 40-minute film.
They did.
And it's really lovely, it's really feel good, but also it's got like a message at the end of it about homelessness at Christmas. But yeah, it's just really fun to see all different people's Christmases, and there's so many different parts of it that I really like. What's your favourite bit?
My favourite bit is lemonade.
Oh yeah,
with the little girl.
There's a little girl. Also, weird to think that those little girls will be like chill, because it's from like 8 years ago.
7-8 years ago. Yeah.
So there's a little girl who's talking to her mum about leaving out a drink for Father Christmas and leaving out
bowls for reindeer. She said, well, we need loads of bowls for all the deers.
For all the deers.
Yeah.
And then she says, what about lemonade? She says, a beer? She says, lemonade. Yeah, lemonade.
Yeah, lemonade.
That's a favourite part of mine.
Yeah.
I also like the Northern Irish family as well, the little girl. And when they're putting away Christmas, she's like, I'm not sad at all because it's gonna be Easter soon. Sorry about that horrific Northern Irish accent. But yeah, it's just really good, feel good. I will link it down below if you haven't watched it and you've got 40 minutes. It's perfect like wrapping accompaniment for like when you're wrapping presents.
Like really good Christmas songs.
Yeah, it's got loads of good Christmas songs in it. It's just really well pulled together.
Yeah, really well.
Okay, so the next question is, what did you do on your first date?
We went to the cinema
to watch
the romantic comedy Die Hard 5.
Kippie-ie, Mother Russia.
So it's the one where John McClane and his
I don't
son
remember anything.
Go to Russia.
I do remember it's got a son in it.
It was rubbish, wasn't it?
It was rubbish, but it was lovely to see David that day. That was back in the days when David used to be obsessed with the pub, and I mean, he couldn't go by a day without going to the pub. I will extend this and say it wasn't an alcohol problem. It was more of a fear of missing out problem. Like he couldn't not go to this pub that was at the end of his mum and dad's drive, and we used to like. Every time we went anywhere, it was like, oh, we'll pop in the Tav for one first, we'll pop in the Tav for one. Oh, on the way back, we'll go to the Tav. And I remember going to the bloody Tav.
Before the cinema?
It was either before or after, and being like, oh my God, why are we here? And yeah, that was back in the day where all dates or all days out involved going to the Tav. And I got rid of all that, didn't want that anymore. Next question is, how did you guys meet? I feel like we said this one last year, but we'll tell it again because it's a nice story to tell. Nice story, it's not really nice. David and I met at a pub, not the Tav that David was just talking about. We met in February, and it was my friend Emma's birthday, and we'd been out for a curry for my friend Emma's birthday, and I was driving. It was back in the days when I was drinking, but I was driving because I was going away with my parents really early in the next morning, like super early, like 3 o'clock in the morning, I think, with my parents to their place in France, and we went to this pub, and I wasn't going to go into the pub, and I was like, no, and Emma was like, oh, just come in and have one. So I went in and had one. And then when we got there, we got to the bar. There's CCTV behind the bar, and my friends Emily and Jenny had previously said to me, oh, you should meet David, you'll really like him, he loves Christmas, he loves Disney, blah 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 blah, and I was always like, oh yeah, maybe, whatever. And then when we got to the bar that day, when we got to the pub that day, on the CCTV behind the bar was David. Like, David was on the CCTV dancing with his friends, and Emily and Jenny were like, look who's in here, look who's in here. And then when we went outside, we were having a little cigarette, we just got chatting, didn't we? And we were chatting for ages, like literally got there, and then I think we just chatted for like 2 hours. And I was like, you're not saying anything.
No, that's fine. No, you're telling it very well.
And then I went in and I was like, I've got to go home. I am travelling to France in 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I went in and said to Emily and Jenny, look, I'm going to go home. I'll see you later, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I'm going to go and ask him for his number. Like, I've been talking to him for 2 hours. I'm going to go in and ask him for his, go out and ask him for his number.
I was drunk, wasn't I?
Yeah. So I went out and asked you for your number, and you were like, yeah. I said, do you think we should swap numbers? And you were like, yeah. You looked really surprised.
Yeah.
And
well, old David of old didn't have much luck with the ladies.
What, compared to now?
Yeah.
When you get all the luck with the ladies. He couldn't remember my name. He was like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But I don't remember.
And I had 2 buttons undone on my shirt, so my tummy was out.
So his little tummy was hanging out. And yeah, so then we swapped numbers and we texted that night, and then I went to France for a week, and we were texting like a little bit then.
Yeah.
And then on the first night I got back, this is how into it I was, we went out and had a little
We had a little smoochy, didn't we, in our local nightclub?
Our local nightclub that we've never been back to since.
We not needed to go back.
Not needed to. So yeah, so that's how we met. Next question is, from how we met to favourite Christmas nibbles. David hasn't really had a favourite Christmas nibble this year because his tooth has been so bad.
Anything I could swallow has been my favourite nibble.
Yeah, like what, like Weetabix with oat milk.
Yeah, Weetabix soaked in oat milk.
Weetabix soaked in oat milk. Beans and sausages in a can. Scrambled egg. Those have been David's. My favourite things, I love Twiglets. I don't really eat Twiglets any other time of the year apart from Christmas. I really, really like Twiglets. Pringles, I feel like I won't like... I don't know why I bother with other crisps because I just love Pringles so much. And Nerds, I never have... So like, Nerds, are they called Nerds or Dweebs?
No.
I think they used to be called Dweebs when I was younger.
There used to be Dweebs, yeah.
Tiny, tiny little bits of really brightly coloured sugar that are basically, like they say, like cherry flavour. They're just sugar flavour. Yeah. And I don't have them any other time of the year, and they're always on the Christmas sweet table. And because David hasn't been touching the...
But normally I enjoy anything in a tube.
But
so like Milky Buttons in a tube, Rolos in a tube, Jelly Tots in a tube, Fruit Pastels in a tube.
I've eaten all those Rolos in the tube.
Have you?
Yeah.
That's naughty.
Well, it is, but it's also what you would normally do. Yep. So, next question: did you ever write letters to Santa?
Yes, all the time.
I don't remember ever writing a letter to Santa. I remember getting the old Argos catalogue out and just doing an Excel spreadsheet of what I wanted, my Christmas list.
No, I used to write them.
I don't remember writing letters to Santa.
Yeah, I think my mum and dad used to like help me write them.
Oh, cute. What sort of things were you asking for?
Oh, like Ghostbuster stuff, Turtles stuff, you know, all the usual children-y bits.
All the usual stuff.
Like Ryan Giggs' football thing.
Oh, what, on the dog lead?
On the dog lead.
I remember that Ryan Giggs football thing.
Yeah.
Were you both Christmas enthusiasts before you met, or did one or the other of you inspire the other?
No, I've always been.
We were both Christmas enthusiasts. I've always been a big Christmas lover.
Yeah.
I remember being in, like, I can't remember what year I was, but I remember being in science and talking to one of the girls that I sat next to in science when I was in secondary school. So this must have been, and I was in uniform, so I'm either year 9, 10 or 11, so what's that, 13 to 15. And I remember like chatting to her about Christmas and it being like September and being so excited, and her saying to me, God, you're really into Christmas, aren't you? And I was like, yeah, I guess I am. So I remember being into it, but your whole family is mad about Christmas. Like,
didn't have much of a choice, really.
David's sister used to work on a cruise ship, and this is something else I remember of when we first started going out with each other and texting. You were getting ready for Christmas too. You used to have Christmas too. So, because David's sister quite often would work away for Christmas, you would then have Christmas a bit later on in the year. So this particular time was in February. But, and we're doing a little bit like that this year because David's parents are away this year visiting David's other sister who lives in Hong Kong. And we're having Christmas with them on in January. Early January. So yes, we're doing a bit like that. But yeah, we're both into Christmas before. What is your favourite kind of wrapping paper? Sparkly, posh, brown with a ribbon, etc. We only use brown wrapping paper, and we've done that. This is the 3rd year we've done it now. I think beforehand we sort of dressed it up a bit.
Oh, you're going to show somebody's present?
Well,
whoop, whoop, whoop.
So now we wrap it with brown, and then this year I've used wool. This is for my mother.
Oh.
This year I've used wool, and I've got lots of different... Pick one up. That one. Oh, who's that for? That's for Bear Bear.
Oh,
so we've got lots of different wool, and I'll keep that wool for next year and use it next year as well, because it's all different sizes. Like even like the little ones.
What is it?
I'm not telling you. Even the little ones, this one's for Charlotte, spoiler Charlotte, even the little ones have got wool on, but I just think they look really cute. So yeah, and the reason we do that is because you can't recycle wrapping paper. So you can recycle some wrapping paper, but to be better be safe than sorry, we'd rather just stick to brown. I think they look really effective, they look really nice with like just the coloured ribbon on them. Much cheaper. You can, the only thing is that I haven't yet replaced sellotape with anything, so you can buy paper tape, but when I looked it was super expensive. So when we recycle it, we're going to take all the sticky tape off, so because you can't recycle sticky tape that's on brown paper. So yeah, so it's a learning curve. We're learning new things all the time about recycling, but that's our favourite and that's what we use. How do you keep your relationship exciting? I don't know, I've never really thought about it. I just think we just get on really well, don't we?
We're very good.
We're just a very good team.
Yeah, we are. We motivate each other. We keep each other up when somebody's down.
We do. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what's the secret? Do you think?
don't know, if one of us ever feels low, then we just try and encourage the other one to get back up again.
Yeah.
And then, you know, maybe that'll spur us on going to do something that maybe we haven't done before, even just doing something that we've done loads of times.
We don't really have that much in common either, so it's not like, in terms of interests and stuff, I mean, we both like sitting down with a blanket, and that is our main interest. but when we got together, we didn't have all that much in common, did we?
No.
So yeah, we haven't really got an answer. I just think we were just made for each other.
Made for each other.
That's the answer to that question. Best Christmas present you've ever bought each other?
What, best Christmas present I bought you?
No, the best Christmas present you've bought me is this camera that we're filming on now. Like, it was, not only is it super generous to buy me this camera, but also I had no idea it was coming. I was filming on my phone at the time, so I was filming on my iPhone at the time, which was okay quality, like it wasn't causing me any bother. But when David bought me this camera, because David quite often for birthdays and Christmas, like he's also bought me these lights that we're using now, that was for a birthday. He's bought me the tripod, I think that was for Christmas last year, wasn't it? He always buys me something sort of to better my channel, which is just incredibly generous. And also, like, I don't really know much about technology, do I? You sort of looked into this and found out it was the best camera for this sort of thing. So not only was it generous, useful, a complete surprise, I was just amazed. I couldn't believe that I got it. So that's my best present from you. Yeah. What about my best present to you?
Well, it's just I think, because I know obviously we didn't go to Disney, but I was so happy when you offered me up.
Oh God, this is awful.
No, it's not at all, no, because it was my choice to not go. Because but I tell you what I did really like as well, is you remember the vinyl bag?
Oh, the vinyl
case that you got me, that was wicked. But yeah, I just love anything you buy me.
So last year we were supposed to, I bought David a trip to Disneyland Paris for his birthday, because we went for his 30th and we've been saying we'll go again. So I didn't buy it because David didn't have a passport at the time, so I said, well, I'll pay for us to go to Disney. And as the time sort of come around and we'd allotted a week in November to go because it would be Christmassy, I think you sort of realised how expensive it was going to be, and also it's not particularly my bag, like being in really loud spaces and a lot of queuing, and I don't go on not any of them. I don't go on a lot of the rides because I've got a bad neck. So
we'd spend a bit of time apart.
So David sort of said, I need to talk to you seriously. I don't think we should go to Disneyland. I think we should go somewhere else. So we ended up going to the Forest of Dean, which was still a lovely holiday.
Yes. So, and then that was your treat to go there. So I absolutely adored that holiday. It was lovely. So
well done. So this is addressed to me alone, so you just have to sit pretty for a bit. You can help though, because you have had experience in this. Okay. It says, hi Lauren, I really want to do YouTube, but I'm a bit scared. And how did you finally decide to do it? So my turnover of wanting to do YouTube and deciding to do YouTube happened really quickly. I was looking for, I've always been a big reader, and I was looking for something to read, and I typed in like, what shall I read next, book blog, and a page from the Book People came up, which is a website that sells extremely cheap books, and on that website they had 10 top booktubers, which was something I'd never heard of before, and the first person I watched was Sana from Books and Quills. I don't know if she's called Books and Quills anymore. I think she might just go by her name now. And I watched a video of her talking through some books that she'd recently hauled, and I was like, oh my god, I could do this. That, like, I love talking about books. I go to the library all the time. I could do a library haul. I could like talk about the books I've read, blah 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 blah. And David was working as an IT technician at a school at that point, so he went to school the next day and brought home a tiny. Do you remember that tiny?
Yeah, the little handheld one.
Tiny little camera, literally about a matchbox. It was so small. He brought that home, and I filmed a book haul, but it was actually a TBR, so I called it a book haul, but it was a TBR of books that I was going to read for May. I didn't know what I was doing. So me decided to do is literally like seeing something. Also, I'm quite confident in my ability of things I've never tried before. That is one of my superpowers, that I see something and I think, I could probably do a really good job of that. So I just go ahead and do it. So if I've got any advice, it really would be just go ahead and do it. If you want to do it, then do it. Don't be scared. I know it's easy for me to sort of sit here saying don't be scared, but like, you don't have to put anything out you don't want to start with. You could just film a few practice videos. When David had a channel for a while. I mean, you've still got a channel, but you don't really use it. No. One of the bits of advice that I gave you was just to vlog, for even if you're not using it, just vlog footage, see what you get, pull it together, see what happens. And so...
Yeah, some of the videos that I put on was a big part of me getting my job at cancer research.
Yeah. How many people do you spend Christmas Day with? So this year we're spending Christmas Day, me, David, my friend Emma, Emma's parents and Emma's brother. Normally we are with family, but this year, because this is another question that come up, why aren't we with family this year? We schedule it so that one Christmas Day we're with David's family, and Boxing Day in the UK is also a national holiday, so everybody has the day off. Well, everybody, your dad doesn't always, has the day off on Boxing
NHS
Day as well, and NHS people don't. But they're both the big sort of Christmas days. So we do one year we do Christmas Day at one set of parents, and one year we do it at the other set of parents, and my sister also does the same. So I'm always with my sister the day that she's with my mum and dad. So this year we were scheduled to be with David's family on Christmas Day, and we're hosting Boxing Day.
Yeah,
here.
we're hosting. I've never hosted before.
No, so we're very excited about that. But because David's parents weren't here, I'd been chatting to Emma, and Emma was saying that like they thought that their family wanted to do something a bit. I've been friends with Emma since I was like 13, so this is like a 20-year-old friendship, and like sort of grown up with her family and stuff like that. Very accommodating, generous, lovely people. And they asked us if we wanted to go around there for Christmas Day, so we were like, yeah, we'll do it. So we've ended up going around there for Christmas Day, which is different to what we'll normally do, and then next year we'll be back with my family for Christmas Day and your family for Boxing Day. So that's what's happening this year. Someone says, what's your favourite thing about Christmas?
I think just being with you, just being with the person I love most.
He's so sweet.
Being about the time of year that we love most, because it's where we truly are our best selves.
Are you looking at that?
I was talking to the sweet table.
Oh, I just love being with you, sweet table. It's when we truly are our best selves.
It is when we are our best.
You're lovely.
Nothing from you?
Yeah, I don't really like it that much. I like Christmas. My favourite thing about Christmas, do you know what? It sounds like, obviously I love getting gifts, and I count myself very fortunate that I'm around people who are very good at giving gifts and give me very thoughtful things, particularly Bebe. But yeah, the time to sort of just chill, and it's that time, I always reference this sort of golden time between Christmas and New Year, where I'm not working between Christmas and New Year, so we sort of stay up past midnight playing backgammon and reading. And what are you doing down there?
I was actually yawning / laughing.
No, you made me yawn.
Sorry.
Stay up past midnight, don't set an alarm, sort of snack and just chill out and like just have love. And it's all so cozy. I love cozy anyway, but it feels double cozy because we've got like Christmas tree lights on and things like that. So yeah, those are my favourite things. Any Christmas Eve traditions? So
kind of,
but it happens every other year. We've got friends two of my friends, Alex and Ryan, and their partners live further afield. So on the year that we're all together, we go to the pub, which so happens to be this year, and we just go to the pub on Christmas Eve and just have a chat and a drink and a little catch up and stuff like that. So that's what we
just have a couple of drinks and
and my mum has a tradition where they have ham, egg and chips for dinner because she gets the gammon from the butcher that day, blah 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 blah. I don't eat meat. David, do you eat pork? I'd never know. So I have egg and chips. David was due to have egg and chips, but you've decided you're going to have ham, egg and chips.
Yeah, definitely.
And we go round there just for dinner there. So yeah, not really big traditions, but those are the sort of things that we do on those days. Oh, we always read the Jolly Christmas Postman, of course.
Jolly Christmas Postman.
Since we've been together, in fact, we've read the Jolly Christmas Postman to one another on Christmas Eve just before we go to bed, which is a Christmas book about a Christmas postman delivering.
We don't read the inserts anymore though, because we're a bit too tired, so we mainly just read the main bit, don't we? Well,
the first year we did it, I think I had really bad throat, and it was my turn to read the bit. No, the first year we did it, we were like, lovely, 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 and then the next year, someone had a really bad throat.
I was really poorly the second year.
Were you?
Yeah, really ill.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very poorly.
Yeah. What with?
Just like a really, really bad cold, but it was really hit me hard.
Look at you, you look so sweet. And stinky. Right, let's pick one more question.
One more?
Yeah, should we just do a random one?
Alright.
That just says, hello Lauren and the books from London, so we won't do that one.
Hello London!
Who is the first to wake up on Christmas morning? David is the first to wake up every morning. Because, no, well, he gets up early for work anyway, but also, like, I'm just a bit more of a snoozer, aren't I?
Yeah, you just like
to be in bed a bit more.
I'm very much
this morning,
an early
David woke up
bird.
at 6 o'clock and was like, well, I can't get back to sleep. I'd be like, for God's sake, I'm going back to sleep.
No, I just get up.
David just gets up and comes and does other bits.
Has
This
a
morning he
cup
was
of
just
tea.
listening to his audiobook, so that was nice. So that is it from me for Vlogmas 2019. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for all your comments and likes and shares and everything. It's been a pleasure as always. It's been a bit more frantic this year, what with one tooth or another. And yeah, I'm taking a bit of time off now until the 1st of January, so I'll now be absent until January, and I guess I'll see you all then. I'll see you next year. People love it when you say that, don't they?
See you next year.
See you next year.
Look at that hand, it's massive.
Bye.